Welcome back then to the JetSynthesys presents the Global eCricket Premier League. We're at match day 4, match number 4. The London Rhinos are taking on the Delhi Sharks. I'll tell you what, London come back after 3 losses. And Delhi Sharks are coming after an incredible victory and having a top scorer in the GEPL. Chetan, what is the mantra for London for breaking that hoodoo?
Well, improve your bowling performances. I mean, their bowling performances have been a little shocking for me, to be honest. I'm looking at their economy rates. They've used 5 bowlers in this tournament so far in those 4 matches. None of them have an economy less than 12 and over. You know, yes, you know, this is a batsman's paradise, you know, playing at Melbourne ground, big ground, absolute batting paradise in real cricket. But come on, it's a tournament where you have to improve your bowling performances. That's what the other teams have done.
But is it, of course, it's tricky down there. You know, you're talking about when you're playing that game on the phone, you really need to know in and out of that device and of the game that you're playing, real cricket. And then it's about just having a few seconds just to remind all our viewers that they really have a very short time to react to what they're going to play down. And when they do that, of course, we're talking about the games that we had, and we're heading in for that, game, London eventually against Delhi now. And what I feel is that, you know, London really have to up their ante now.
Yeah, absolutely. They have to up their ante right now. And you were talking about pressure. You're absolutely right. Talking to other players, other teams. Sabne yahi kaha hai ki it's all about pressure. It's all about pressure, knowing which shot to play, which delivery to bowl. Even in fielding, I mean, we've seen so many misfields, especially today. But, you know, this all comes down to handling that device under pressure. And, well, a lot of reds today in that prediction column.
Well, we are trying to push forward to understand. But again, they've spoken about how unpredictable it can get down there. As much as you can get right, I can do probably a cheer for myself and all the others were getting it right. And also feel that the other side of the coin would also try to understand what it is in this game. But we're all learning, isn't it? And then, of course, you know, we have spoken a lot about how it might affect the psyche of the players when they do go for a loss that. Now, when London Rhinos are coming back out here for this game, you know, what do you think is the preparation that they have set apart from what they were in the last couple of games?
Yeah, I mean, it's a mental battle out there. You have to dust off what happened in the previous days. आपको भूलना पड़ेगा कि आपके साथ पिछले दिनों में क्या हुआ है. And you know what? Both sides are almost in a similar boat. उनके 4 मैचेस में से दोनों ने अपने पहले 2 मैचेस हारे, फिर अगला तीसरा मैच जीता और फिर चौथा मैच हारे. So not too much to choose from either side. Of course, there are differences in batting and bowling statistics, but result-wise, not much to pick from.
Well, London Rhinos, they're taking on Delhi Sharks, where, remember, they're languishing at the bottom of that table, and 2 points will really give them that, or rather act as a catalyst for them eventually when they're heading to this tournament. Remember, we are also going forward to that qualifier, which will happen eventually, depending on the top 4 of the standings in that table. But then, again, you're wanting to watch how the players are going to perform, isn't it? You have a look at the roster that down for the likes of London Rhinos there. Eventually, we are seeing, of course, no changes in the team out there. London Rhinos, Tejas is, of course, their most valuable player who eventually combines pretty well with the likes of Praveen and Sukhpreet.
Yeah, and Tejas is their leading run getter, 96 runs for him in 4 matches. लेकिन ज़्यादा support नहीं मिला है बाकी सबसे. 61 for Sukhpreet and 41 for Praveen. Bowling में रतिकांत साहू जो हैं, उन्होंने he's taken 4 wickets. We better know him as Shivam. But of course, like I mentioned earlier, 5 bowler हैं, किसी का भी economy 12 से कम का नहीं है, and that is what is bothering the London Rhinos.
And the London Rhinos could be in a lot of trouble if they really allow Delhi Sharks to come in there. We'll have a look at the Delhi Sharks lineup there. Remember, these are the 6 which go forward and entertain us, if I could put it across as that way, while giving us some good cricketing entertainment as well. Well, Biswas is there, has got the top score of the tournament, riding pretty much on that confidence.
Yeah, their top scorer of the tournament, 75 each, with Biswas and Jayesh Bhai. And Neep, you know, he has got 64 runs as well. But we have 4 wickets for Molan. He's among the top wicket takers. But again, you know, the player that I'm looking at, Vaibhav Shinde, he has an economy of 7 in 4 matches, and he's picked 3 wickets. So he's been doing his job really well, and he's been bowling in the last 3 overs. So that's brilliant bowling in the death overs. And, you know, he's been very economical and very threatening.
Well, we'll have a bets placed on players who could really perform and change the fortunes for the team. we've also picked the two who can really make a difference. There, of course, the two guns who would be looking forward to fire for that team. Really important for them because it can become a good contest for either of the sides. Remember, London really want the 2 points very desperately at the end of the day to get something out of this contest because, you know, from now on, if they don't get 2 points, it could be really, really challenging for them, knowing the fact that the teams have now really started knowing each other and playing very well.
Yeah, I mean, अभी तक वो दिल्ली की बोट में है. अगर ये मैच हार जाएंगे तो वो चेन्नई की बोट में चले जाएंगे, which is what you don't want to do. 3 losses on the bounce. You want to win here. You desperately want to win here.
Well, we have to wait and watch if they can get the 2 points for London Rhinos. But for now, we're ready for the toss. Let's go down to Neeraj, who's there with the umpires and the captains.
Thank you, Roshan. Thank you, Chetan, for that expert pre-match analysis. Now, before the toss, I would like to call upon both the teams, London Rhino and Delhi Sharks, on stage.
Competition in the heat. I came from the bottom and we winning. Sunday in the competition in the heat. We came from the bottom and we winning. There ain't no competition. कोई नहीं मुकाबला. From the bottom निकला टॉपर डाला पैसा तो मुनाफा माँ पे गाली सीधा लाफा. रैप द नाका सुनते बांग्ला मुझे थाका मैं. 5 स्टार के कपड़े पहन के खाता मैं हूँ धाबे पे. Streams हो या dreams पूरा कामयाब मैं. कोहली वाला mindset और धोनी जैसा शाप मैं. हर पब में जी और गेम है मेरे हाथ में. हंसता सीधा बैंक तक 50 वाले लाफ में. हा 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 भाई तू
Mania's here. Maniacs wanted.
Piyush, hey, I was just on lenskart. ये जो price है $999, right?
नहीं करण रुपीज है.
I can't be seen wearing glasses under 1 lakh. Price थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो सकता है क्या?
करण ये बढ़िया प्राइस है. It's only because we don't have middlemen.
90,000?
आप कहीं और से ले लो.
80,000.
I'm going. Bye.
अमीरों की हाई लगेगी तुझे.
Factory वाले prices, no middlemen. Lenskart. Download the app.
लेकिन ये पाइप चलेगा.
finolex pipes. पीढ़ियां बदलेंगी, पाइप नहीं.
Guys, with me are the captains for London Rhinos, Sukhpreet Singh, and captain for Delhi Shark, Manmeet Singh. Dono teams have some of the most prolific batsmen in the entire league. अगर लंदन के पास है सुखप्रीत, तो दिल्ली के पास है जयेश भाई. अगर लंदन के पास है तेजस, तो दिल्ली के पास है बिस्वास. This is clearly going to be a battle of the batsmen. So let's see how this goes. A big round of applause for both the teams. I would now like to call the umpire for the toss. Captains, who's going to take the call? Manmeet. Okay. Delhi Sharks will be taking the call. They've taken heads, but tails it is. Tails it is. London have won the toss. So, Captain, बताइए, what is it going to be?
We will ball first.
आप ball करोगे. Any strategy behind that?
सर पिछले 4 में से 3 तो हार चुके हैं. अभी थोड़ा चेंजेस किए हैं. 1-2 स्ट्रेटजी में देखते हैं वर्क.
हाँ जी. But you still have really strong batsmen. So वो ध्यान में रखते हुए भी you still want to bowl first.
जैसी हमारी टीम है वो स्ट्रेंथ तो बॉलिंग फर्स्ट ही है. हम चेस अच्छा कर रहे हैं क्योंकि 4 से 5 अच्छे बैट्समैन है. लेकिन उस तरह से अभी फिनिश नहीं हो पाया तो इसमें ट्राई करेंगे करें इस बार.
ये फिनिश करना है.
जी बिल्कुल.
चलो. All the very best. मनमीत बताइए अभी क्या बैटिंग फर्स्ट. हाँ
जो हमारा हाईएस्ट का स्कोर था उसको और हाईएस्ट करने की कोशिश करेंगे.
उससे और आगे जाएंगे आज.
हाँ जी.
चलो. All the very best to you. Guys, this is day 4, match 4. It is London Rhinos versus Delhi Sharks. London have won and they have chosen to bowl. Now over and out to my expert analyst.
Well, that could be something for London as a good start, winning the toss. Well, we have seen so many teams winning the toss and choosing to bowl. Is this the first step for London's revival?
Absolutely. I mean, जितने भी अभी तक हमने matches देखे हैं सिर्फ एक ही बार हुआ है. वो भी day 2 पे हुआ था. The team won the toss and thought, you know what, let's bat first. So obviously all the teams in the tournament are thinking that bowling first is absolutely an advantage. I think they've got the advantage they wanted. Now it's for them to execute their plans.
Well, whether they can execute the plan or no is, of course, story which time will tell. We're ready for the game then. Let's go around to Floki and Cripps, who will be calling the shots from the commentary box.
The mania is here. Maniacs wanted.
अब आगे कुछ भी हो सकता है।
जो खुद की सुनते हैं दुनिया उनकी सुनती है। लेंसकार्ट आकड़ है,
लेकिन ये पाइप चलेगा।
फिनोलेक्स पाइप्स, पीढ़ियां बदलेंगी, पाइप नहीं।
लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, देवी और सज्जन और हमारे सारे दर्शकों का एक बार फिर से स्वागत है JetSynthesys प्रेजेंट्स द ग्लोबल ई क्रिकेट प्रीमियर लीग में। हम चौथे दिन के चौथे मैच पर आ चुके हैं जो खेला जाएगा लंदन राइनोज और दिल्ली शार्क्स के बीच में। London Rhinos, they're going to be starting off bowling this time around, Crips, and I have to say I'm glad that they chose to do so because their batting is very risky.
Yeah, their batting is very risky, right? उनमें कुछ ऐसे players हैं जो बहुत ही strong players हैं। एक बार रन अगर बनाना शुरू कर दिया तो रुकते नहीं है।
जी,
एक्चुअली नो, मैंने ये गलत बोला। उनको रोकना काफी आसान होता है बिकॉज वो रन बनाने लगते हैं तो वो रिस्की खेलने लगते हैं एंड वो जल्दी आउट भी हो जाते हैं।
No, but certainly, एक बार Rhinos के पास वो momentum आ जाता है, once they are able to read the bowlers, right, it becomes easier for them to play. Although with that said, I do think they can sometimes unnecessarily dig their own grave. I think काफी बार हमने ऐसा देखा है कि London Rhinos को boundaries मारने की जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी वो करते हैं and they end up losing the game. I think पहले दिन पे हमने ऐसा कुछ देखा था. I think दूसरे दिन पे भी हमने देखा कि London Rhinos थोड़ा ज़्यादा risky खेल रहे थे and as a result, I mean, काफी बार वो out हो चुके हैं. But we'll see कि आज दिल्ली शार्क्स को exploit कर पाएंगे कि नहीं.
And कभी-कभी वो risky खेलते हैं. Yes, that is bad, but sometimes they don't take risk at all. Like for example, अगर London Rhinos bowling कर रहे रहेंगे, उनके starting के 5 बॉल एकदम अच्छे जाएंगे, 2 runs या फिर डॉट बॉल्स रहेंगे. But because they don't take risk and switch it up, लास्ट बॉल पे बैट्समैन हमेशा एक बाउंड्री मार देता है। ये उनके पहले और सेकंड गेम्स दोनों में एक कॉमेंटेंट रहा है।
बिल्कुल, और शुरुआत करेंगे बॉलिंग की। यहाँ पे अमित जो है ऑफ स्पिनर लंदन राइनोस के लिए, और स्टार्ट होते ही एक मिसफील्ड थोड़ा सा, जिसकी वजह से यहाँ पे दिल्ली शार्क्स को 1 की बजाय 2 रन मिलेंगे। बट रिगार्डलेस बॉलिंग अच्छी थी अमित सुपेकर की। वेल, देखते हैं कि वो ये जारी रख पाएंगे या फिर यहाँ पे दिल्ली शार्क्स धूम धमाके के साथ वो गेंद को बाउंड्री की तरफ भेजेगी। और लग तो रहा है, लेकिन फील्डर काफी तेजी से बॉल की तरफ बढ़ते हुए बॉल को रोक पाएंगे। इसी के साथ वापस से सिर्फ 2 रन मिलेंगे यहाँ पे दिल्ली शार्क्स को।
नीप एक्चुअली काफी कंसिस्टेंट है दिल्ली शार्क्स की तरफ से। जब वो रन बनाने लगते हैं तो वो आराम से मारते हैं, काफी लंबे टाइम तक रुकते हैं और बहुत ही opportunistic shots मारते हैं, just like this one.
बिल्कुल,
nice cut towards the square side and that goes for a 4. That's a powerful pulsar boundary.
Yep, good boundary for Delhi Sharks, trying to gain some tempo, increase the momentum here, come out of this one swinging, and that's a good loft. I don't think I've seen that one, and the fielder does not reach the ball in time. That's going to be another 4.
Yeah, given the pitching of the ball, मुझे लगा नहीं था कि ये ऐसे लॉफ्ट करके उठा पाएंगे और वो भी बाउंड्री तक पहुंच पाएगा। आई थॉट फील्डर आराम से ये इस बॉल को इंटरसेप्ट कर लेंगे।
बिल्कुल। Oh, a drummer getting confused, but that's okay. As the London Rhinos now trying to recover, they gave away 2 boundaries after a solid start, but again, all's well that ends well. If they can prevent a boundary from occurring on this ball, then he will have done a decent job. It's like they will be successful in that.
नीप और जयेश दोनों ही पॉइंट साइड पे बहुत ज्यादा मारने की कोशिश करते हैं। कट शॉट्स स्पेशली जब वो लॉफ्ट करते हैं बहुत ही ज्यादा इस्तेमाल होते हैं उन दोनों की तरफ से। ये पैटर्न अगर नोटिस कर लिया गया और लंदन राइनोस इसके खिलाफ एक्शन लेंगे तो शायद नीप और जयेश की विकेट निकल सकती है।
बिल्कुल, इसी के साथ बॉलिंग करने आएंगे यहाँ पे सागर अंजना जो है लेग स्पिनर यहाँ पे लंदन राइनोस के लिए। लेकिन वापस से बहुत ही शानदार बल्लेबाजी नीप की तरफ से, एक और चौका मारते हुए 17 रन बना लिए उन्होंने अपने आप ही सिर्फ 6 गेंदों में। और इसी के साथ दिल्ली शार्क्स 19 रन पे हैं।
He really likes to play on the back foot and toss the ball towards third man and point.
Yeah. And I think वो ये opening जानबूझ के exploit कर रहा है. I think he has seen some of these games and he's figured out that many a times there's just not enough room for the inside fielder to chase after a ball towards those third man and point positions, especially if the scoop is powerful. But again, a beautiful shot coming through. This one too towards third man, and that is going to be another 4 going the way of Delhi Sharks. The London Rhinos, yeah, not having the best of times right now. 2-4 to start things off with. That one's high up in the air, but no chance for a catch. Nonetheless, Sagar will take those 2.
Deep already hitting 25, contributing to more than 90% of his team's runs. नीप को आउट करना बहुत ही ज़्यादा आवश्यक हो गया है यहाँ पे, नहीं तो वो ऐसे बाउंड्रीज मारते ही जाएंगे. मैं तो पहले कह रहा था कि उन्हें थर्ड मैन की तरफ मारना बहुत पसंद है बाउंड्रीज को, लेकिन इस बार तो वो आगे खेल के बहुत ही अच्छा लॉफ्ट करते हुए फाइन लेग की तरफ भी बाउंड्रीज निकाल सकते हैं. Everything behind him is still a possibility to turn into a boundary.
Oh, that could be a catch, and yes, it is. The celebration comes through, and the London Rhinos will find a much-needed wicket. The danger man has been taken out of the equation. Neep will be exiting the pitch after scoring 29 runs for his team, but one must ask, was that wicket really all that impactful?
I mean, definitely यार, नीप ने इतने सारे रन्स कंट्रीब्यूट किए, 2 ओवर के अंदर ही अंदर 31 बना दिए हैं यहाँ पे दिल्ली शार्क्स ने. And you can tell कि नीप को थर्ड मैन फाइन लेग बहुत पसंद है. So the moment he tries to go for a cover drive, वो आउट हो जाएंगे. अगर यही पैटर्न आप बाकी बैट्समैन के लिए भी इस्तेमाल करोगे तो शायद प्रवीण की जिंदगी बहुत ही आसान हो जाएगी.
फास्ट मीडियम बॉलर है प्रवीण यहाँ पे लंदन राइनोस के लिए, और इंटरेस्टिंग चॉइस. टिपिकली हमने फास्ट बॉलर्स को देखा है तीसरे ओवर में आते हुए, लेकिन आई थिंक कल हमने एक अलग ट्रेंड देखा था जहाँ पे मुंबई ग्रिजलीज के दविंदर आए थे बॉलिंग करने तीसरी ओवर में, एंड आई थिंक वो भी शायद मीडियम फास्ट या फास्ट मीडियम पेसर है. आई डोंट थिंक वो फास्ट बॉलर हैं. और ये तो शॉट पूरा खुला रखा है. आई थिंक ये थोड़ा सा वाइड गया है, बट हाँ, अंपायर कंफर्म करते हुए कि जी हाँ, वो बॉल बिल्कुल वाइड गया है, और उसी के साथ विंग के ऊपर थोड़ा सा और प्रेशर आएगा अभी.
Nice shot. Very powerful.
Yeah.
And it's a good one to hit, especially जब प्रवीण ज़्यादा यॉर्कर्स डालने लग रहे हैं. अब धीरे-धीरे उनका भी पैटर्न चेंज हो रहा है.
Yeah, and Biswas, the brute, is now on the striker end, so certainly can do a lot of work if the ball is good. And well, this one seemed decent, but given the fact that it didn't really have a lot of speed on it, there's no real chance for a boundary. But they will take the 2s they get, because the Delhi Sharks, they scored quite a few runs early on the back of Neep, and now all they have to do is consistently get those 2s. They are looking potentially 65 runs if they manage to do just that, and that's an interesting shot. Straight towards fine leg once again, finding the gaps, threading the needle, and that's going to be another 4 going the way of the Delhi Sharks.
The timing to hit that shot is so difficult to land. This is one very, very talented batsman. Biswas के हाथों में indeed जादू है to go for a shot on such a fast ball.
Yeah, and Andrama certainly very, very enthusiastic, but it's like that enthusiasm will be short-lived because there's not another boundary. But that said, the Delhi Sharks don't really need it.
प्रवीण बार-बार बदलती लेंथ की बॉल को डाले जा रहे हैं, hoping that something will change, hoping that this will be the one that finally knocks Biswas out. लेकिन नाकामयाब हो रहे हैं फिलहाल.
And at this run rate, the Delhi Sharks can look to beat their own record of the highest number of runs scored, and they are moving towards that with greater and greater speed. 2 overs still remaining, and I believe they have already touched 45.
47 actually.
47, excuse me.
That's even better.
Yep.
Delhi Sharks currently hold the record for the highest runs in a single inning. 77 का record है.
Oh yeah.
अगर वो ये रिकॉर्ड यहाँ पे तोड़ेंगे तो Delhi Sharks definitely have a chance of contesting the people on the top of that leaderboard, such as Mumbai Grizzlies and Kolkata Hawks.
Yeah, and they really need these wins because they have had the roughest starts here of all the teams.
Yeah.
I mean, the London Rhinos have not been looking that great either, but that's just them digging their own graves with the shovel. So you can't really have too much sympathy for that. But the Delhi Sharks continue to smash balls right across the boundary, this time towards the square leg, and that's going to be a 4.
What a powerful shot. देखिए किस तरह से front foot पे आके बहुत ही अच्छा sweep. I can't even call this a sweep. This is just a good loft.
Oh yeah. Now, Jayesh, they look to continue a number of boundaries, but yeah, the Delhi Sharks certainly looking to break their own record today. This is some really fantastic batting from them.
Definitely यार, उनकी बैटिंग की तरीका बहुत ज़्यादा बदल गया है. They have improved so much. Both the teams, London Rhinos and Delhi Sharks, they have won one game and lost 3. But the previous game in which Delhi was victorious, they were so good. Unfortunately, this delivery is very good as well. It sends Jayesh back.
Indeed, the London Rhinos really needed that. They needed something to hold on to. Well, it's like there's still some life left in them as they find a wicket. And with that, only 9 balls remain now for the Delhi Sharks. But again, they've batted really, really well thus far. But does that change? And I think Shiva is going to be answering that question. That is a good ball, but it should be protected by the fielder. In fact, I don't think there was a chance for a triple there because of the fielding. So, really good fielding coming through from the Rhinos.
I'm surprised he actually leaned his back all the way there to get that lift and make the ball go towards third man. Point looks a little easier to score towards. So let's see अगर बिस्वास ऐसे areas में target करते हैं कि नहीं.
Yeah, but getting power in those point shots can be really difficult. And again, some really good fielding coming through here from the side of the London Rhinos.
Definitely.
Limiting the damage.
I mean, they've already let Delhi Sharks go wild. The damage is already done.
Yeah.
And with one more ball left in this over, Delhi definitely तो ऐसा लग रहा कि 60 तो क्रॉस कर ही जाएंगे.
बिल्कुल 60 अगर नहीं क्रॉस करेंगे तो यहाँ पे दिल्ली शार्क्स काफी दुखी होंगे अपने खुद के प्ले से. आई थिंक उन्हें भी पता है कि यहाँ पे उन्हें और रन बनाने की जरूरत है, लेकिन उसी के साथ एक और विकेट लेते हुए यहाँ पे लंदन राइनोज सबको चौकन्ना कर रहे हैं.
नजर हटी और दुर्घटना घटी. बॉल गया सीधा मिडिल स्टंप की तरफ, लेकिन मीनवाइल वैभव यहाँ पे फ्रंट फुट पे आके कवर ड्राइव खेलने की कोशिश कर रहे थे. This could have even been a lift towards the square side, लेकिन उन्होंने टाइमिंग बहुत ही गलत जज की और इसी के साथ एक और विकेट गिरता हुआ. मनमीत आ चुके हैं पिच पे, लेकिन स्ट्राइक अभी भी विश्वास के पास.
And it's now going to be Chhatrapati, medium fast bowler here for the side of the London Rhinos.
Wow.
Well fielded, preventing the 4 from coming through, but the question is, did the Delhi Sharks just run 4? Because that's also a real possibility, but it doesn't seem like that was the case. We'll find out though.
Just 3.
Just 3.
ठीक है, फिर भी ठीक है, अच्छे ही है.
Yep, certainly not bad.
मनमीत का पहला बॉल.
And Delhi, even if they just get 2 each here for the rest of the balls, they'll still be staring at a very impressive 69 runs.
मनमीत, the captain of the Delhi Sharks, अब तक एक भी बाउंड्री स्कोर नहीं कर पाए हैं पूरे टूर्नामेंट में. इनफैक्ट उनको तो ज्यादा बॉल्स खेलने में नहीं मिले हैं. He's only scored 2 runs in the entire tournament so far, और ये 2 रन मिला के उनके टोटल रन्स 4 होते हैं. So this is actually him batting after a very long time.
Oh, बहुत ही शानदार शॉट. फील्डर वो गेंद को नहीं रोक सकते और वो गेंद बाउंड्री के उस पार जाएगी. बहुत ही शानदार 4 यहाँ पे बैट्समैन की तरफ से. Beautiful, beautiful batting coming through here from the Delhi Sharks. Finding their footing here. And Sharks don't even have feet.
I guess you could say that there is a little more power in their fins now.
Certainly. That leaves us 2 ball in the first innings, and Delhi Sharks already has 66 runs in their pocket, hoping for a couple more boundaries.
So they can reach the 70 mark yet again?
Certainly, I think they would like to be the team that has done that. I mean, that's something to hold on to. But I don't think the London Rhinos are going to allow that. Some good running here from the batsmen, Biswas and Manmeet. And Biswas has been very consistent here for Delhi Sharks in these high-scoring games.
Definitely. Manmeet, not so much. But if there's any time for the captain to step up, it is now.
And I think Biswas also is the player who survived the most often as a brute batsman towards the end.
Yeah.
Oh, that is not looking good. The catch was dropped. I think the Sharks are A-okay with that. They will find 2 more runs to end the first innings. And that's going to be it. The London Rhinos, they have a hard target to chase after. The batsmen, they're certainly capable of getting there, but the question is, how many wickets are you going to lose in pursuit of those runs?
It is an ambitious target. Delhi पिछले कुछ matches से ऐसे बहुत ही high scoring batting sides लेते जा रही है. I guess now we've learned one thing. Delhi को पहले batting नहीं देनी चाहिए.
बिल्कुल.
All new Pulsar Mania's here. Maniacs wanted.
lenskart. Download the app or visit your nearest store.
लेकिन ये पाइप चलेगा.
फिनोलेक्स पाइप्स, पीढ़ियां बदलेंगी, पाइप नहीं.
स्टार्टिंग में जब आपने दिल्ली की परफॉर्मेंस देखी होगी तभी आप वो देख के काफी डिसअपॉइंट हो गए रहेंगे. स्टार्टिंग के 3 मैचेस बैक टू बैक दिल्ली शार्क्स हारे, लेकिन उसके बाद जो उन्होंने मैच जीता उसमें they were able to score 77. इस वाले में they scored 70. पूरे टूर्नामेंट में सिर्फ 2 ही ऐसे गेम्स हैं जहां पे 70 रन्स एक टीम बना पाई है, and both of those games were from Delhi Sharks.
Yeah. I mean, Delhi Sharks certainly good at touching 70.
Defending 70?
That's a different story. Well, I mean, if you look at the track record, they have a 100% win rate when they've touched 70. So,
with the sample size of 1.
With the sample size of 1, but that flies right over the fielders head, and the London Rhinos starting things off with some very impressive batting. This is the kind of pace they need if they are to beat out their rivals.
New York Apes definitely starting to look a little more nervous now.
Yeah.
Their match is up next against Sydney, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Ooh. Yeah. A dot ball to come through. And meet the off spinner. The side of the Delhi Sharks is hoping that he can find a wicket. That is an interesting shot, but the runners are safe. The batsmen are A-okay.
Yeah.
Leaving Tejas at strike.
Supreet definitely feeling lucky that the wicket-keeper did not catch that one. Even this one's in the air. Potential for a catch here. But nope. It's just going to be intercepted and the boundary prevented. They just also apna khata kholte hue with a double.
Yeah. I mean, if it was street cricket and he got it with one hand, it's a different story, but it's not. And oh no, again lobbed right over the fielder's head. This one will find the boundary too.
मैंने ये गेम के स्टार्टिंग में ही कहा था, दिल्ली शार्क्स पूरा ओवर अच्छा खेलेंगे. स्टार्टिंग के 5 बॉल बहुत अच्छे से संभालेंगे, डॉट बॉल्स, टूज देते जाएंगे, लेकिन लास्ट बॉल पे हमेशा वो एक बाउंड्री कंसीड कर देते हैं.
Yeah, they're certainly lacking refinement, it seems, at the moment. But
or you could just say that they're very readable.
Yeah, you could say that too. Let's see though, let's see if the London Rhinos can read the Delhi Sharks.
I didn't know Sharks could read.
Hey, Rhinos can't either, they have terrible eyesight.
At least Sharks have a good sense of smell.
Yep, certainly do in water. But where would Rhinos and Sharks fight in real life if they were to?
Swamp, probably.
Swamp Sharks, that's a new one.
You don't want to fight a crocodile in the swamps, that's for sure.
Which reminds me, yeah, there should have been a team named, you know, the City Crocodiles, you know, whichever city they decided to choose. Crocodile's pretty cool. Or alligators. Carryals, not so much, man. They just, they try to look intimidating, but really they're not. Oh, but the Sharks have done it. They've got the Rhinos by the hip. Practicing the art of jiu-jitsu, and that's going to be a lenskart out.
What a maneuver. What a catch.
Yeah.
Diving towards the outfield. Amazing reflexes. And London Rhinos finally conceding a wicket.
Tejas, he's been one of the most prolific batsmen here in the entire game, and that's the reason why he can hit shots like those. That's a 6. Beautiful shot coming through from the London Rhinos.
Just taking a step back and putting a little bit of his hip into it. Giving this the lift required to toss it over the boundary.
Ooh, swing and a miss.
Yeah. I mean, you did hear it, but yeah, it doesn't really go anywhere. Still, a dot ball and a wicket acquired by Molan. I would say that's still pretty good.
Not bad at all, considering the number of runs Delhi Sharks scored. I mean, really, the amount of runs they've scored allows their bowlers to be more experimental.
Exactly. And if they can dispatch all of the batsmen to the pavilion before the overs even end, अगर वो London Rhinos को all out कर दे, तो फिर और भी अच्छा है.
And I don't think that'll be a first for the London Rhinos.
No,
yeah,
it wouldn't.
It's now Neep. As the Delhi Sharks, they are going to stick to the original blueprint, which was bring in your fastest bowler as soon as the power play over ends.
But I want to see how they adjust the field. Oh, look at this one. 2 slips. Even the wicketkeeper has moved quite far behind.
Yeah.
A lot of defense towards the front V side and everyone else spread out throughout the outer circle.
Oh, yeah. 2 runs will be found by the Rhinos. Well, the Rhinos, they certainly are chasing the target, but they need just a little more. Just a push. A 6 here, a 4 there.
Wow.
Suddenly this game is going to be a lot more interesting, but the Sharks doing a good job of keeping them humble. Of saying, you know what? We know we've got a really good lead on you. And you can try, but we're not going to give you those boundaries.
Neep अगर ये pace रख सकते हैं तो बहुत ही मजा आएगा. Up until now वो 100, 110 के आसपास के balls डाले थे, but ये वाला screaming 139.
Yeah, they
ऐसे ही pace अगर रखते रहे तो प्रवीण को बहुत difficulties होंगी.
Yeah. And again, some really good shots coming through here from the London Rhinos, but the issue is, if they do not find at least 4 4s or a couple of 6s, there's no way on earth they're closing in on this target.
Definitely not.
40 needed in 15. That means every single ball you have to score at least 3 runs on average. And that's a step in the right direction as the London Rhinos find a boundary.
Great lift in that one. Powerful pulsar 4. Look at how he slides towards the other side and carefully targets it towards his own square leg.
Yeah.
Praveen, Tejas, these are the 2 players that have the strike rate of more than 200 on this team. The only 2 players with a strike rate above 200. If there's anyone else you need now, it is them.
Certainly, and 36 runs needed off of 14, but the Rhinos come charging through here in these overs for a 6. 2 consecutive boundaries. And the Delhi Sharks, they certainly have cause for concern, but that's okay. It's all right. Nothing's wrong just yet. Neep has done quite well, but another sweeping shot straight into the arms of the fielders. The fine leg was covered this time around, and Praveen has been taken out of the picture. The radical batsman now taken off the field. 2 overs remaining. Tejas is still on the pitch, but his brutish arms are going to have to do a fair amount of lifting. Not the heaviest, but certainly Not the lightest either. Needs to score 29 runs within 12 balls. That demands boundaries. It demands sixes. And it demands mistakes as well from the Delhi Shark bowlers.
But Delhi Sharks won't deliver on that front. They will just toss the ball back into the court of London Rhinos.
Yeah. And the approach from the Delhi Sharks seems to be borrowed from the Mumbai Grizzlies. They take the same philosophy, instead applying it to batting. Get all the twos you want. Our target is very hard to reach, so we're just going to play to stop the boundaries, not even to try and take your wickets. Keep those wickets.
You can't accomplish anything with those.
Yeah. They certainly can with Tejas at strike, but for that, Tejas needs to be on strike, and he's only played 5 balls so far, so he's not really had a good read on this game. Hasn't got his fingers warmed up as much as he would have liked, but again, a step in the right direction for the Rhinos.
That's really interesting. Given the trajectory of the ball, मुझे लगा नहीं था कि वो ऐसा वाला shot attempt करेंगे. जिस तरह से उन्होंने खुद को position किया, I thought he was going for more of a sweep towards his own leg side, लेकिन ना, ये तो उन्होंने सीधा third man की तरफ भेज दिया.
बिल्कुल. Oh, and एक और शानदार shot.
Wow!
Oh, wow! Really good fielding coming through. In fact, 6 रोकते हुए यहाँ पे पीछे गिरते हैं. और London Rhinos getting denied. You will not have those boundaries.
Absolutely not. क्या dive मारी है वैभव ने. क्या control है उनका fielding के ऊपर.
Beautiful.
Wicket मिलाने में फर्क नहीं पड़ता. उनको objective बहुत अच्छे से याद है. उनकी नजर टिकी हुई है prize पे.
It is so pretty to look at, Crips. But again, the London Rhinos, they say, well, give us a target, put our lives on the line, and we will start smashing through. Oh, but is this going to be a catch? No. Pila actually does not run up in time, so only 1 run. That does mean, I believe it's not going to be Tejas at strike. It might just be Shivam. And Jayesh coming through now for the side of the Delhi Sharks, the medium fast bowler. But no, it is Tejas who's going to be at strike, so he can certainly hit those balls across the boundary. 70 for 3. That's the score to beat. And suddenly, it's looking a lot more doable. The Delhi Sharks, they need to respect the deep waters they are in now.
For the Sharks can definitely smell their blood. If the London Rhinos actually accomplish this, this will be the most successful chase in the GEPL history.
Oh, that is a beautiful shot. And it's out of the boundary.
Powerful Pulsar 6. And you need more powerful moments like these.
Beautiful again, and showstopper is the exact way to describe it, because look at that.
This is doable.
This is so much more doable here. The London Rhino, I have to say, the batsmen certainly have learned a thing or two since the past few days, and there it is, another boundary coming through. The Rhinos rampaging through this one. I believe they had a look at the predictions and they did not like what they could see, which again is impressive considering they have a hard time seeing what's 3 feet ahead of them.
That's what happens when you mess with the Rhinos. You mess with the horns, you will get impaled. 4 runs needed in 4 balls. Everybody on the London Rhino team will be rejoicing right now. It will take a miracle for them to fumble this game.
Yeah, just take those ones. Take those ones. It's okay. Do not need to try and go for 2s, but they actually do get 2s. So good. Really good.
Hey, they need to be more ambitious if they're going to chase down targets like these.
1 run away from a tie, 2 runs away from the win, and here we were thinking that a target of 70 is hard to chase, but no, definitely not. For Tejas, the brute, delivering time and time again, and they have done it. The London Rhinos will chase the most impossible of targets, and you can see they're all hugging Tejas, because Tejas, much like a real Rhino, has put the entire team on his back and carried them across the finish line. And the Sharks have no answer.
The Sharks drowning in their own blood, drowning even after achieving a mammoth score of 70.
And well, Sharks, they dwell in the deep end, but this time around they drowned in it. And the Rhinos say, how you like me now? That's going to be about it for this game, although I'm very excited to see the interview after the short break.
All new Pulsar Mania is here. Maniacs wanted.
Lenskart. Download the app or visit your nearest store.
लेकिन ये पाइप चलेगा.
Finolex pipes. पीढ़ियां बदलेंगी, पाइप नहीं.
The London Rhinos have bulldozed over their opponents. GEPL का highest run chase and Tejas, GEPL के अब तक के highest run scorers. A big round of applause for the Rhinos. Tejas, आइए. सुखप्रीत, कैप्टन आइए. यार तेजस, क्या खा के आए थे यार? बताइए, क्या दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है अभी?
अरे दिमाग में एक ही बात है कि हम मतलब 3 मैच हार चुके हैं, तो हमारी टीम को कुछ ना कुछ करके लेके जाना है.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. बस यही एक सिंगल फोकस है, टीम को आगे लेके जाना.
पूरा फोकस है, पूरा फोकस.
आपके अपने परफॉर्मेंस के बारे में क्या कहना है इन दिस मैच?
परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा खेलता हूँ तो निकल जाता है. अगर माइंडसेट सही रहता है तो फिर मैं किसी से नहीं डरता, चाहे 4 फील्डर हो 5 फील्डर हो, पीछे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मैं अपना शॉट खेलूंगा ही खेलूंगा.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है. बिग राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज फॉर तेजस. कैप्टन जी आइए. मैच से पहले बहुत सहमे लग रहे थे आप, अभी क्या हाल है?
सर 4 में 3 लॉस हो तो सहमे तो नहीं, लेकिन सर क्या फाइट बैक किया है.
क्या बात.
ये शिवम को जानते वैसे सब हैं, लेकिन आज पता चला कि ये कौन है लॉर्ड शिवम. वैसे सब जानते हैं, लेकिन गेम इसका आज देखा था. प्रेशर में क्या ओवर निकाला उसने, 3 में 50 के आसपास थे.
बिल्कुल.
क्या ओवर निकाला और क्या हिटिंग की 4th ओवर में.
एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे थे
सर. इससे उम्मीद तो टूर्नामेंट स्टार्ट होने से पहले, क्योंकि हम इसको जानते हैं, बहुत अच्छा प्लेयर है, लेकिन आज गेम इसका दिखा है.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. शिवम, क्या कहना चाहते हो आज के परफॉर्मेंस के बारे में?
परफॉर्मेंस पहले 2-3 मैच में आ नहीं रहा था, इतना मौका भी नहीं मिल रहा था, सिचुएशन नहीं बन रहा था. आज मौका मिला, अपना खेल दिखाने का मौका मिला, तो अच्छा हुआ. शुक्रगुजार हूं.
चलो, कांग्रेचुलेशंस सुखप्रीत, कांग्रेचुलेशंस राइनोस. गाइस, ये था मैच नंबर 4, डे नंबर 4. आई थिंक वन ऑफ द मोस्ट एक्साइटिंग मैचेस अब तक का. हाई रन चेसेस, विकेट, सो मच ऑफ ड्रामा. But we are still not done. एक फाइनल मैच बाकी है. But before that, back to my expert analysts.
All new Pulsar Mania is here. Maniacs wanted.
lenskart. Download the app.
लेकिन ये पाइप चलेगा.
Finolex pipes. पीढ़ियां बदलेंगी, पाइप नहीं.
Well, we had the Sharks who raised their eyebrows yesterday with that top score of 77. And now we have the London Rhinos who have opened their eyes completely with an incredible chase, making it the biggest chase of the GEPL. Chetan, I think we're up for surprises every single day out here.
You know, we've already seen a game finish on the last ball today. A very, very close game, probably one of the best games in the tournament. And you would think, you know, that you cannot top it. But then this happens. Delhi goes on and gets 70 plus for the second time in 2 days, in 3 matches. And then one of the most inconsistent sides in the tournament go and just chase it. What a game. 140 runs in 10 overs.
Incredible game out and out. And of course, we were expecting London to come out, but we certainly never expected that London will come out in such full force. Talks brilliantly about how well they have come out of the losses. You see, of course, how it's interesting because it doesn't really make any sense to predict, a team which, none of us actually thought London could come out, knowing the fact that Delhi are on in a good form.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? टीम्स को लगेगा कि क्या दिल्ली को बैटिंग देनी चाहिए पहले। 3 में से 2 मैचेस में उन्होंने 70 प्लस बना दिया है। दिस इज अ टीम which likes to put up big totals on the board, and then you would think, you know what, should we bowl first against this side? Should we really bowl first against this side? And you know what, London had their weakness in their bowling, और जब दिल्ली ने वो 70 प्लस बना दिया तो लगा कि वो वीकनेस फिर से उनको अफेक्ट कर रही है। But London had that confidence in themselves. They wanted to bowl first. They wanted to chase. That despite their bowling probably not working out, they had that confidence in their batting lineup that they could really chase it down. Brilliant games. Absolutely brilliant. Needed that win. Got that win in style.
Well, you talk about the Delhi's batting then. Well, I think, then you have to feel for Delhi, isn't it? I mean, 70 plus. I'm pretty sure they never expected that it would be chased.
Oh no, absolutely not. I mean, if you look at the scorecards, we will see how that was really chased out. But you know, you score 70 and then you expect, okay, you know what, aaj victory mil jayegi. They will not be happy. Delhi will not be happy. Nobody can be happy after you score 70 in 5 and then you go on and concede 70 plus in 5. Nobody can really be happy.
Well, this also, comes down to a tournament landmark where we crossed 100 wickets in this game today. Especially in a game, it's contrasting because we are talking about 140 runs being scored. I think now Delhi's would be left wondering of what do we need to do next.
Yeah, absolutely. This is their 4th loss. I mean, both these sides were in the same boat. Now, London probably will go over Delhi in the points table. And at the same time, Delhi, they'll be thinking, yaar, humne 70 plus 2 baar bana diya. Only once they have won it. The second time, that's today, they have lost it. So, these are inconsistent sides in the lower half of the table, so anything could happen. Although it is giving us really interesting matches, I'm happy. I'm really happy with the game.
Well, if you are a London Rhinos fan and supporter, well, you have to feel thankful for now because they have the 2 points. Now, I talk about London's bowling. Well, they did take 3 wickets, but one thing which was a problem was that they scored so many runs out there. The Delhi side, of course.
Absolutely. I mean, they had to score those runs because they were chasing it down. But, kudos to Delhi, who also put up a great total and got those runs on the board. It's important to get those runs on the board. And, London Rhinos, they were expensive. But Shivam, with again 2 wickets for 7 runs. We've been talking about the fact that none of those guys have had an economy less than 12. और आज भी 4 का economy तो 12 के ऊपर ही था. But Shivam with those 2 wickets, he did the damage in the end. Look at that, 53, 56, you had those 2 wickets. Despite that, Delhi were able to cross 70. If those 2 wickets hadn't fallen, they would have scored 80? I don't know, but yeah, good bowling from Shivan to get those 2 wickets in a high-scoring game.
Well, from the Delhi side, of course, they couldn't really get so many of the wickets. What's more important is they couldn't get it on time. They just had 2 wickets in their favor. Had the likes of Molan there and, of course, Neep, who did pretty well with the batters then.
Yeah, I mean, look at that economy for the last 3 bowlers, Neep, Weber and Jayesh. Molan has been picking a lot of wickets, but today he was not able to get too many breakthroughs and he got expensive there as well. Ek do baar hua hai where he's had, I think on one occasion he's had a couple wickets, but he needs to make that dent and that's what they rely him on. And then Weber, he has been the big bowler for Delhi. His economy is under 10, under 8 even. Today he was taken for 16 runs and that wicket column is empty. He's the one who was getting them wickets. Today they attacked him and the results worked in London's favour.
And that point 4 will tell you how the chase has been judged. They chased it with 2 balls to spare. I think that's incredible, isn't it? You talk about the London Rhinos finally getting that 2 points and in such fine fashion. Yesterday, Delhi surprised us and now London does.
Absolutely. We talked about Shivam's 2 wickets, which probably denied Delhi getting to 80. But then you look at London and they chased 73 and 4.4. They themselves could have gotten to 80. So even 80 perhaps was not safe enough. Kudos to what they just did. 35 of 11. But man of the match, I would think, is for me, it would be Shivam with those 2 wickets and 11 not out of 4. But Tejas in with that shout as well. He's that brute. We had discussed that. He's that brute batsman. Biswas did it. 22 of 9. But Tejas did it better. 35 of 11.
Well, Tejas has been having an incredible run. Just probably a couple of games which didn't really work in his favour. And I'll tell you what, he certainly deserves that man of the match award right in front of you for that 35. I was speaking to this gentleman yesterday. I mean, he felt, because, he was in a category where he felt, okay, look, I mean, we are not doing so well, but our spirits are high. What really matters is, how many of our chances we get, we're going to give 100%. And today is that day when they come out, all guns blazing.
Oh, absolutely. And, that fact, he said spirits are high. Motivated hain. Chahe matches haar gaye, lekin motivated hain. And the kind of knock that he played resulted in that victory that should motivate his side even further.
Well, London did a brilliant batting performance there. And of course, kudos to the partnerships which they have had, eventually giving them that victory. They could have probably scored a couple of more runs if they were batting first, because of the kind of rate that they were going in. What's more important is that they've had all the batters firing.
Yeah, and you need these partnerships when you're chasing a tall total. हम real life cricket में भी देखते हैं जब आप 300, 350 chase कर रहे होते हैं. What you need are regular partnerships. और आप उसको अब condense करके real cricket में आ जाइए, global ecricket Premier League में आ जाइए. वहाँ पे भी आपको partnerships चाहिए. And these are some great partnerships. That last one, 32 of 10, they had the base, they just teed off. Partnerships, the key to London's victory.
Well, that was down for London, but on the other end, Delhi, well, their hearts would have been broken there, but there is nothing to take away from them from the kind of performance that they've showed. Everybody there giving an all-round performance. They fell short when it comes down to bowling, but the batting has been top-notch, Chetan, isn't it?
Absolutely. They got the start they wanted with Neep and Jayesh. 29 of 5 balls for Neep. I mean, he's been incredible with the bat and ball. But uske baad, they just really couldn't take off. And those wickets in the end, that cost them the momentum. Jayesh got out, Vaibhav got out, 3 and 14 for those last 2 wickets. That sucked out momentum. That is the difference between victory and defeat for Delhi. It could have easily been 80. Could 80 have been chased? Probably not. But again, those 2 partnerships in the end, that is the difference between victory and defeat.
Well, there were around 140 runs scored in this game alone. I'm talking about 10 overs. We're not even talking about 2020 there, to be very honest. But the point is, I mean, look at where the runs have come. This is, of course, a cumulative map there. Amount of runs that have come in cumulatively, speaks volumes about how, it's been for London Rhinos.
And you know what I'm seeing here? They have more yellow balls than the blue balls. I mean, there is one team that likes to hit boundaries, and that is London Rhinos. That is a danger sign for other sides. Only if their bowling was a little more consistent, they would be top of the pile. ये एक dangerous batting lineup है जिसको चौके मारना अच्छा लगता है. Remember, it's Melbourne Cricket Ground, 80-meter boundaries, 75-meter boundaries. Not the easiest place to score your boundaries, but these guys, London Rhinos, they've been doing a job accumulating those 4s and 6s.
Well, London's bowling, could be questionable, slow start. But again, this is a sign of revival for the bowling. Have a look at the bowling pitch map, how eventually it's come down. Because now, I think they can lift themselves up and say, look, we now have a victory finally. But this is a victory that they did need from the start. A big victory. And then, of course, here we have it.
And look at that pitch map on the leg side. If you look at that wickets, that's increased today. It's a cumulative map of all the 4 matches, 5 matches that they've played. But again, on the leg side, there's much more density that wasn't there yesterday. A lot of wickets. They had 3 or 4 wickets, 1 run out, I think. But they had a few wickets today adding up. And those red dots are starting to add up. Those 3 dots on the other side tells you that they have changed their lines. They've changed their strategy towards middle and leg. And, I think London Rhinos have done a fantastic job with both the bat and the ball.
The players will have been happy, but especially it would be the batters, because they have scored all over that Melbourne ground, which we have. And that's what really makes it more interesting for them, because they'll have a look at this and say, look, we have some interesting diversity in our batting. You talk about scoring against fast, scoring against the spinners. They really have it for this game at least.
Yeah, and you know what? They're using behind the square on both sides to much more effect. 37% on the offside, almost 34% on the leg side. So you're looking at 70% of their runs are coming behind square. So I think teams are bowling too short to them. And that's what we saw as well when their 4s and 6s were on the higher side. And they had backward shots, on the back foot shots, in fact. So a lot of runs are coming on both sides behind square. Spin pe bhi aisa hi ho raha hai. Look at that. almost 65% plus on both sides behind square. So that's really interesting from London, that they're actually doing their homework and know where to attack.
Well, they've attacked pretty well out here in the GEPL, because what's more important is after having the 2 points, they'll get some time to relax and come back strong. They'll make they'll be like, okay, look, we didn't have a good time till now, but now we have that victory, a big victory. I mean, chasing 70 is not a joke here, especially. And that chase also with the Delhi's innings had a lot of 4s and 6s. We'll have a look at the 4s and 6s brought to you by Pulsar and S125 Showstopper. Well, there were a lot of 4s and 6s which eventually came down with their 140 runs that we did see in this game, remember. We also had a couple of wickets which went down. Not many of them because it is more of a high-scoring game, but we did have a few. Let's have a look at the wickets brought to you by lenskart. Well, a few wickets which we did see down there again could be a little worrying from the bowler's perspective. But again, with this victory, London, after taking the 2 points, would be fancying their chances in the upcoming games. We'll have a look at the points table, of course. It's not the battle of the tops now, remember. We had the likes of the Delhi Sharks taking on London Rhinos. Delhi, of course, are doing well. They have had some good games yesterday. Now it's about London Rhinos, who have actually moved 3 spots, boom, to the top.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they were at number 7 and they have moved top. And you know what? Who's replaced them? It's Delhi Sharks who've sunk to number 8. And you know, that's because of their net run rate. Chennai, thoda sa unhe shanti shayad milega ki they're not finishing the day on 8. But look, those two sides must be feeling miserable, especially Delhi. 2 match mein 70 plus banane wali team number 8 pe hai. You know, you automatically think कि ये team बहुत dangerous है, but it's just not worked out for them. Very, very inconsistent with their batting and their bowling. But yes, London really climbing. But now, obviously, the attention moves to Sydney Panthers, who are 4th. They could go 3rd with 6 points. That's their 2nd game of the day today. And New York Apes, they've had to wait a long time. All 4 days, they have been playing the last games of the day. आज 5वां मौका है उनका, and they're playing the again last game of the day. They have been waiting, and it's their chance to go 3rd with 6 points on the board.
Well, they might as well go down. The New York Apes really need a victory. They started pretty well. Remember, they were on top on day 2. But what really matters for now is, well, they're taking on the Panthers, who come back again in the 2nd game for the day. But, you know, again, Sydney Panthers have had a mixed bag as well, Chetan. What's more important is New York. They're playing New York, remember, a strong side. And this will be a tight battle, not a one side like probably you must have seen in the other games which New York had. Well, that could be another story. But for now, we'll head in for a short little break. On the other side, game on.
Mania's here. Maniacs wanted.
lenskart. Download the app now.
लेकिन ये पाइप चलेगा।
फिनोलेक्स पाइप्स, पीढ़ियां बदलेंगी, पाइप नहीं।